I think the person that's gonna fucking make sure that we have clean water, he was delusional. Fucking Henry Ford was delusional, but your ass driving one of the cars, like based off of the assembly line. You have to be some level of delusional. And I was gonna say to a certain extent, but fuck the extent, dude. Just be as delusional as you possibly can, but don't be fucking doing no crazy shit. 22 and 24.
Yeah.
Young guys doing 6 figures a month. Literally, me sitting next to him, I swear my bank account went up an extra $20,000.
I didn't make a single dollar in 2023. $0. So in 2024, I'm like, let's get it to 100K this year.
What you guys finished?
It was supposed to be 175. One closing got pushed back.
Oh, the goal is let's get 100K month.
A month. Okay,
it wasn't 100K for the whole year.
No. So 0 to 100K a month in a year. That was the goal.
And you guys got it. I say entrepreneurship is a cult. I think it's the cult that eventually cure the world. I think entrepreneurship, like the person that's gonna find the cure to cancer if they haven't already, is definitely gonna be an entrepreneur. What's up, guys? It's your boy Courtney Scott, the Cowboy Marketer. I'm here with another episode. I got here with me Mr. T and Mr. Nick. These guys are from New York, and I had to fly out. I would have never came to New York if it wasn't for these guys, because they're doing so much so fast. They're 22 and 24 years old, and these guys have been able to achieve what they have achieved in literally just a couple of months because they're so dialed in. And I had the opportunity to be around these guys and feel their presence. Like literally me sitting next to them, I swear my bank account went up an extra $20,000. I can promise you guys I got so much testosterone running through me right now because these guys know their shit when it comes down to it. And I want you guys to literally listen to the progress and everything that we're going to talk about, because we're going to drop a lot of fucking gems that you guys probably need, especially if you're already running a wholesale business, and especially if you want to start one out, because these guys started young and they're going to talk about their backstory and where they're at now and where they want to be at in the next 5 years. So stay tuned. Let's get it. So we're going to start off with Mr. Nick right here. Nick,
yes, sir.
Talk to the camera and tell them a little bit about yourself.
What up? What up? So we're starting with the backstory of where we came from to where we're at now.
Yep.
So
who were you in high school?
Yeah, so going back to high school, I'm gonna bring it back to like senior year.
Okay.
Or junior year when we met. Yeah. Actually sophomore year I met Tishawn.
Okay.
And it was
they're business partners, by the way.
Yeah. Going to play varsity football. And I was training, he was in the same weight room, and that's how we kind of connected. Like I saw him training hard. We started training together, and we just every single day.
Was he training hard?
He was training hard, yeah.
Okay.
So we started training together every single day. It was like 3 hours. All I cared about in high school was football.
Really?
Grades didn't matter. Nothing else mattered. Football. I wanted to go to the NFL. Like that was
really.
I don't care how small I am. That's what I was gonna do. So
these guys are super ambitious. I love it. I love it. Like you seen these guys. The camera probably isn't doing it any justice, but these guys are shredded. What are you guys seeing at in body fat right now?
I don't know.
They're definitely
we got
in the single digits for sure. These guys are fucking ripped, and they're like disciplined. So I love this about you guys. So I'm sorry. I just had to give you guys those.
So my sophomore year, I was like 105 pounds, and the varsity coach did not think I was gonna play. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna get to 150 in 8 months. I'm gonna play outside linebacker. I'm gonna start. So I was wrestling too at the time. So I quit wrestling because I kept blowing my knee out.
Okay.
And I got to 150. We were training like crazy 3 times a day. Like
in 8 months, you got
8 months, I got to 150.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
I gained serious, and I was still shredded. So me and T every single day, it was morning, wake up, train, midday, train, afternoon, train, the entire summer. So I end up starting. T ends up having a great year, and we lost the section championship that year. But after that, T, I mean, you went to college after that.
Yeah, I went to school.
Yeah.
I graduated, went to school. Nick was still back at home. He still had another year left in high school.
Wait, where did you go to school at?
I went to university at Buffalo, so like 5 hours north from here.
Okay, you were defensive end?
I was outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker.
Yeah.
What was it?
I played receiver.
Receiver starting?
Yeah.
Both of you guys?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, were you good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say...
T was the best receiver, 100%.
Oh, really? Did you get a scholarship for that or no?
No, ideally, that was the same thing. Like, all I cared about was football. All I wanted to do was go play in college. But then after, like, I was committed. I was about to go play for another school and then to go play in college. But I was just like, I kind of want to just focus on school, get a good, AKA good job, and then
Plan B.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it is what it is, you know.
Okay.
So junior year, T's gone. He's in school. I went from 150 that year to 180. Squatting 405, hand cleaning 315. Like, I trained my ass off that entire year.
What?
I
That's
was
crazy.
I think I was the best player in the section, like running back, middle linebacker. And I told T, I was like, yo, I'm going to get MVP next year and we're going to win the section championship.
Okay.
We didn't win the section championship, but I had MVP, had crazy amount of tackles, kick returning, all that. So after senior year, the plan was never go to college. Like, that was already,
That was your plan.
it was
To
to
ne-
never go.
And you're in your sophomore year, and Nick is like, yeah, I'm not going to college.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, my dad owns a business that does really well.
Okay.
And that I knew I wasn't going to do either. So the plan was, after this season, I'm going to just start training to be an MMA fighter. That's how I'm going to get rich. Because since I was in middle school, I'd tell my mom I'm going to be rich. So
Just wake up, mom, I'm gonna be rich.
yeah, straight up.
And she was
would always
supportive.
tell her.
She was like, okay, hon.
Yeah, my mom and dad, anything I ever done, they fully believed me and supported me. So after senior year, I never took SAT, never got good grades. I didn't even think about going to college. But my brother was playing D3 football, Western Connecticut, and he was going crazy there.
Okay.
Middle linebacker, savage.
That's the guy
And-
that does the CrossFit. The gold.
No, that's my younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
So after that, the coach starts calling me. He's like, yo, we want you, send me your test grades, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll send you my grades. I'm not going to be able to get in. Because D1, you could get in if you're good enough. D3, it's like all based on grades.
Mm.
So I send him all that. He's like, you need to take your SAT. I'm not taking it. Like, I'm not sitting there for 5 hours taking a test. Every homework I copied. Every classwork I didn't do.
Fair.
Every test, I found a way to cheat to pass the test.
Fair.
Like, as long as I could find a way to cheat to pass, that's what I
passed.
did. And he ends up talking to someone at the school to get me into the school.
Okay.
He's like, you're in. Like, that's it. Like, somehow he got me in. I don't know. So I start training for football.
Okay.
Now, this is 2020.
Mhm.
So I get to like 190. We're going crazy again. Sprints every day, training, lifting. Me, my cousin, who's playing D1 ball now, and my brother are training for the next season. I'm about to go play college ball. So now I'm like, all right, I'm going to play for 1 year, and then I'm going to go fight.
Okay.
My mom's like, this is a waste of money. This is stupid. I'm like, Ma, whatever. I'm going to play for 1 year. The third quarter of high school, COVID hits. School is done.
Okay.
The next day, my dad is, you got work tomorrow. So I'm working full time for my dad now, and we're training for ball. Like, ever since I was in middle school, the reason I worked so hard is because my dad. He taught us from a very young age to work very, very hard. I mean, I grew up eating ribeye steaks and driving in Escalades. So I was, quote unquote, spoon fed. You're gonna get the business handed to you. That's what everyone thought. You know what I mean? But behind that is I'm working like a broke kid because my dad ain't handing me nothing. We're getting paid very little to work in a cooler for 12 hours a day. So I knew what it meant to work hard. Did I ever go through anything rough times? No. I live in a nice house, drive nice cars, whatever. But I'll work harder than anyone in the room. I don't care what kind of situation you're in. If you're broke,
I love that.
if you're rich.
And you get that from your pops.
I'm going to work. Yeah, absolutely. He used to tell me just be better than I was. That's all. That was the number one thing he always told me. So going back to senior year, though, COVID happens. Summer comes and the season gets canceled for football. So all that training we just did,
was for nothing.
Season just got canceled. Damn. So my brother that day sends in a group chat, Conor McGregor with the 2 belts up. You ever see that picture?
Yes, yeah.
Like let's start training for MMA.
Which brother? The older one?
The older one, yeah.
Okay.
Because he knew
He was in D1 at the time.
No, he played D3.
Okay.
My
okay.
cousin plays D1 ball. He's playing right now.
Okay. Okay.
So he sends that day. I start running, start losing weight, cutting down.
How big we were at this time?
I
Because
was
you're training for football.
I was like 187.
Training for football, you was
Training
187.
for football, yeah.
But what were you trying to fight at? Because
I could fight at 155.
Okay.
Easily.
So you had to cut back down.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I start losing weight, losing
Okay.
muscle because
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk in the gym like a meathead. You know, it's not gonna work out too good.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
I start training for that. I'm training with pro MMA fighters now. Like months and months are going by. So this is my schedule at this point. I'm working full time
With your dad.
with my dad.
Okay.
I drive an hour to fighting after work, which we work from we'd be at the warehouse at 5:30, and I get to practice at 6. 6 to 10:30, 11. Then I'm back home at 12. And I had a girlfriend at the time. So all this is going on. I mean, I'm sleeping every chance I could get. And I've already had 2 knee surgeries. So I know there's a chance I blow out my knee, but I'm just going to try and do this. This is what I told everyone I'm going to do. I got to try my best to do it. So 8 months go by, 2 weeks before my first fight, and I blew out my knee for the 3rd time.
How did you blow it out? On a heavy bag, or you were in there sparring with somebody?
Sparring.
Okay.
Yeah, sparring. I got kicked in my leg, blew it up.
Mm.
Right before that, though, because I was so tired every day, waking up early, going to bed super late, I crashed my car driving home one night from practice. Yeah, fell asleep, drove into the woods, crashed the car. So my parents at this point are freaking out.
Yeah.
You need sleep. My testosterone was gone.
Because you didn't get no sleep.
Yeah, no sleep. Your test is terrible.
Exactly.
So after I blew my knee out that time, had surgery again, and then I was like, man, what next now? How am I supposed to get rich, you know? And I was going on YouTube. I was looking into e-commerce, all these different
drop
things.
shipping.
And then wholesale and real estate came. I was like, I'm gonna try this.
What year is this? When you looking on YouTube?
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago.
2022. 3 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I start learning about it. I dive into Jerry Norton and all those guys.
Okay.
And I have no business experience. All I knew growing up was throwing meat for my dad, working out, and I never read a book.
But what he did have, guys, was discipline. I really like that. No
Never-
business
yeah.
experience, but he had discipline. 'cause
Never
his
read a
father,
book.
Yeah.
But I always knew if somebody else is doing it, I can figure out a way to do it. It's gonna take me longer.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be harder.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna figure out a way to do it.
Let's go.
So that was just my mindset. These guys are making 50, 100K a month. I'm like, all right, I'm just, my goal is to get a deal.
Your goal was never, I'm gonna eventually take over the father business. No, that was never your
No.
goal. Okay.
No,
Even though your father do good, you're like, no, because you wanted to go create your own thing.
And I love working for my dad. It's an absolute pleasure working for my dad.
Uh-huh.
But
But you just wanted your own. Something
I want, yeah.
Why is that? Is it because people were like, okay, your dad's rich, you're like, hey, you're a rich man's kid and stuff like that, and you're like, hey, I don't want no one to be able to say that to me ever, so I'm gonna go create my own system.
I think that's definitely part of it, but it's also
he won't want you to take it over. He'll want you to go create your own thing.
He wanted us to.
Okay.
He wants us to, but I don't know. Start my own thing. I think I could do even better.
I think a big thing with Nick is no one would have thought he would do that. No one in his entire family thought he's gonna he would be the kid to go start his own business and get to where he is now.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, that's just Nick. He's just a knucklehead kid, you know? he's a hardworking kid. He's gonna do whatever it takes, but he's not gonna go and get this far, or people just were like, all right, he'll be back, or whatever it may be. I just know that also, that fire he had, he had a fire under him. I'm gonna go prove every single person in this entire world wrong. Let's see what happens now. Because
Yeah,
once you say
that's-
you can't do something to Nick, like, all right, yeah, you're fucked. Because now he's gonna not. He will not.
Yeah.
He's gonna work harder than anyone, and he's gonna figure it out. Like,
How to get it done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
yeah.
that.
So, I mean, that schedule was once I started because I still had to work full time
Mm.
while I was learning about wholesaling and started it. I still had to work full time for my dad.
Okay.
So
Mm.
that schedule was 2:45 in the morning, wake up, work out in my basement, go to work,
Mhm.
get home, and call and text as many people as possible to try and get a deal. You could only do it so late, so I'd be, in my basement again on my computer. No sales experience, no business experience.
Just calling people.
Just calling and texting people.
From
Then-
where? Zillow?
No. I had batch leads. I learned how to pull lists and do all that.
Oh, so you're in it. You're invested
yeah,
at this
I'm-
point.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
taking notes like crazy.
But your
So-
pops wouldn't let you like, hey, so if you went to, because I want to kind of expand on that. So if you went to your dad and said, hey, dad, I'm trying to start this business. I don't want to work for the company because I'm trying to put more time into the business. What do you think he would have said?
I think he would have allowed it, but I think that would be, it's not even a thought in my mind. Like, I need to show him that I'm making money and then tell him, I'm leaving.
So when
No,
you got your first wholesale check, you went and showed him like, hey, I'm making money from this, so I'm leaving? Or did you leave before you had your first check?
No. I left when I had a good amount of money in the bank.
How much?
Yes. So I had like 80, 90K.
Okay. And he's like, hey, pops, this is
Yeah, I got to leave. I'm going to blow this thing up.
fair.
So 2022, so I'm waking up real early again, doing this. 9 months go by, still no deal. I'm like, damn, like I'm doing something wrong.
Wait, how many months?
9 months.
Okay.
So now
damn.
it's summer. I'm like, I'm gonna try this bandit sign thing. I go out, I put out 50 bandit signs,
What happened?
and I get a call one day. It's in August. I go out to his lady's house. I forgot the reason she's selling, but brought the contract with me. I show up like
It's kid.
young kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somehow I get the contract signed.
Okay.
And then I call this kid up that I know wholesales in our area. I'm like, yo, what do we do with this? Never
Really?
talked to a buyer in my life. Like, I just need to get a deal first. So we end up doing like listing it on the market.
So Novation.
Yeah, Novation was my first deal.
Oh,
And
shit. Okay.
yeah, we get like a $24,000 assignment, but split
But-
between us.
So 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I made that, and then I met this kid at a real estate event, and we started doing deals together. Now we're cranking deals. Like, I'm showing up at his house every day, and we
Where's
start
T at
doing
in this
deals.
process?
T's still at college.
I'm still at college, yeah.
What-
During all this.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back. We're going to get back to that because I kind of wanted to catch up now.
All
Okay.
right.
So, T, tell us a little bit about senior high school. Let's go back to high school. Who were you? Wide receiver, say you're the best one, working out 3 hours a day, which is insane, but these guys are dedicated. So, tell us a little bit more. You was a ladies' man in high school. You were
Nah.
athlete. You were the cool guy. What were you?
Nah, I mean, I had a lot of friends, good friends that I'm still all friends with now. Like, my close friends then are still my close friends now.
Okay.
How would I describe myself? I would a little cocky, like
Okay.
you might call both of us a dickhead, like, oh yeah, look at like
Yeah,
two
yeah.
like kids like just fooling around a little too much, but
You guys in New Jersey. I think that's average.
yeah.
You got pretty good grades, though.
My grades were like, I wasn't a bad student though. Like
Okay.
I was definitely. I'm not gonna call myself like top 25, top 50 in the grade or anything, but I'm like an average student. So
Okay.
and I grew up in a traditional like South Asian household. Like my dad owns a local convenience store. My mom goes to work every day.
All I'm hearing is a lot of entrepreneurship in the families. I love
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that definitely played a big part. And like, yeah, the whole thing is go to college, get a degree.
So that's why you gave up on football, because your mom and pops was like, hey, you need to go to college.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that was
Okay.
in my ear was they never told me, they didn't like say like this is what you have to do, but I'm talking to like my cousins and my older family members, and they're like, yeah, like you gotta go pursue like a computer science degree and then get a job. And
You said an Asian community.
South Asian,
South
like
Asian.
He's
I'm from Sri Lanka, so my parents are from Sri Lanka.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. So is that like
Yeah.
because I hear that a lot. It's stereotypical that they say Asian parents forces you to like go be a doctor or lawyer or something in computer
Yeah,
science. So,
super.
is it real?
typical.
okay.
It's not. My dad never told me what to do or like what job to go after or anything like that. My mom was more classic. Oh, you should be a lawyer. You should be a doctor. Stuff like that. But they just cared about me going to school, finishing school, like getting a degree, and then like getting a job and just being like financially stable in their eyes though. So their eyes is just like a salary, a 9 to 5, like stable, good job. You're not gonna lose it, and that's all they wanted, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, I saw so much more because I think college. I realized like something's wrong here. Like nothing's adding up. Like
Mm.
you know, you get a job and then you work until you're 65, and then you retire. So where'd your entire life go? You're making good money, but not a lot of
Probably
money.
6 figures.
Yeah, I'm
a year, but not a month. You know,
very above
like you guys are doing
average.
now.
Exactly. Yeah.
At what grade, sophomore year, junior year, would that switch happen? You're like, I'm wasting time.
I think I really realized I got an internship my junior year going into my senior year of college, and it was up in Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
Pretty, I wouldn't call it a nice city. I would very
Nah, that
like
city sucks.
yeah, I was up there by myself. None of my friends are there. I'm working this internship.
Not getting paid?
I'm getting paid.
Okay.
And it's in a warehouse for a big PepsiCo. You know PepsiCo?
Yeah, yeah.
That was where the internship was for. So I'm in a warehouse and I'm like, the next role is like a warehouse manager, and like they're making decent money, but like right then and there, I'm looking around at the people there that have been there for 30, 40, 50 years, and they're miserable. They're just
Happy,
average,
yeah.
very average people. And I'm like, that's when it kind of clicked. And then my senior year, I got the job. I worked my ass off that summer. I probably worked the most hours out of any intern that summer. Like I'm putting in overtime. I'm there 12, 13, 14 hours a day just to be there. And I'm like,
Because
this
you
is
didn't
what I
have-
need to do. Like,
Was it because you didn't have family and friends around you? That you're like, I don't even have a nightlife. I don't have like anyone to hang out with? Or was it because you just want to be the best damn intern?
yeah, I just was like, I'm going to show these people in here. Like, I'm trying to show them that I deserve this job that I could possibly get after this internship. But like, I didn't even realize what I was like. The people around me are average anyways. Like, why am I trying to prove it to these people that like they're going to give me this $75,000, $80,000 salary at the end of it? And like, that's what I'm like working my ass off for. Like, I didn't realize it then, but that's what I was doing. So yeah.
I love that.
And then I got the job offer. I finished senior year off.
Oh, so
and
you
then-
graduated. You got your diploma.
I got my diploma. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
I
okay.
graduated in 2023. Got my diploma.
And this one, he's just not finding out about wholesale. Now we coming together, guys.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I saw Nick on Instagram and stuff. Finishing my senior year, I started talking to him, like, yo, what are you doing? What is this? Like, he's like traveling places, like buying multifamily buildings, like wholesaling. Like,
Really? Okay.
like, I'm like, bro, what is going on? Because, bro, we're obviously boys from.
There we go. Okay.
That's classic. We're obviously boys, but when I went to college, like we didn't really. It's not like we were talking every day. So Nick's just doing his own thing, and I'm seeing it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, and that's where we kind of linked back up. Like after I graduated.
Okay, so you graduate college, you saw that 80K, like, hey, I'll pay you 80K for this job because you work harder than any intern here. You get
Yeah.
that, you look at it, and you see Nick's making that a month. At the time, were you making 80K a month?
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
So going back to the first year, I made a total of like 80 or 90.
In wholesaling?
Yeah. Total.
That's kind of good, though.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was
In the
doing.
basement and how you was working? Your
In the
work
ba-
schedule?
yeah. So I met up with this kid, and he was a great salesman because he sold me on stop wholesaling. Let's go buy multifamily, raise all this money. I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. Like, let's do it. So I start working with him. I'm with him every single day. We start like buying these buildings, raising money. And I'm investing a little here, a little there on appraisals. Before I know it, I look at my bank account. I'm like, got like 5K left. My mom's starts freaking
At this
out.
time, you had 90K,
I had 90.
and then now you're looking at 5.
Now I got like 5.
Welcome to entrepreneurship, guys. Yeah.
So 2023, I will say, is the first year ever where I was like, this is the worst year of my life. I didn't make a single dollar in 2023. $0 in 2023. I remember one night in specifically, I was looking at a motel in South Carolina by myself. The kid's like, yeah, dude, drive down there. It's a super good deal. I'm like, all right, I'm out. 11 hours. 11 hours I drive down there. And yo, I'm at the point, like, I'll never call my parents and be like, yeah, I need a hotel room, I need food, whatever. Like, I'll never do. They'll give me the money, like, for sure, but I'm just not gonna do it. Now at this point, I got like $1,000. I'm not gonna spend money on nothing.
Yeah.
So, bro, I'm on the side of the road, sitting there, like, feeling so defeated. And I'm just like, dude, I just went from making like 90 grand, which is really good,
Yeah.
to $0. I have no money left.
I'm not laughing at them, guys. I'm just laughing with them because I think every entrepreneur go through that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of super curious on how you're going to bring that back around. So that's why I'm laughing, because I feel like everybody go through that phase.
Yeah. So it was like that whole year. It was just like
$0, like
It
dead
was-
ass zero.
no, actually 0. I made more on my tax return than I did all year.
That is crazy.
My accountant actually called me and said, "What happened?"
Oh wow, damn.
Yeah, because I got an accountant. Like, I made $90,000. I was pretty young. Like, he's like, dude, what happened? You know what I told him? I said, don't worry, we're gonna start making 100K this year in 2024. So me and T start talking. I'm like, dude, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a wholesale business. I get shiny object. Yeah, I have that bad.
Me too.
And I learned how to laser focus on one thing, lock in, and get it to the point where I said I would get it to. So
Okay.
in 2024, I'm like, T, let's start a wholesale business. Let's get it to 100K this year.
What you guys finished?
T's got,
What you guys finished at?
it was supposed to be 175. One closing got pushed back. So it was like
Oh, the
little
goal was
less
to let's get 100K month.
A month.
a month.
Okay, it wasn't 100K for the whole year.
No, hell no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Oh shit. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
from 0 to 100K a month in a year. That was the goal. Like,
And you guys got it. How long
Yeah.
it took you? From the January 1st, 2024.
we weren't profitable until like 6 months in.
maybe even 8. We actually dug ourselves back in a hole.
Yeah.
Is this what you guys came on to me, or?
Let me explain.
Okay,
let me explain.
okay.
So we start text blasting, and we're wasting a bunch of money on that. I'm like, dude, I see all these guys like running Google ads and
Yeah.
like, let's do that.
Yeah.
So we get this guy to call us and sells us on like, y'all run your Google ads.
Yeah.
Give me 10% of profits. I'm really good at what I do. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, we do it. We're paying this guy crazy money, not even realizing it.
Yeah.
10% of what we're making plus his retainer fee was like $3,000. So
I'm in the wrong bit. I need to start doing that. Hey, that's what I'm gonna add on.
Yeah.
Let me get 20%, guys. No.
So we start doing it. We're $30,000 in debt. We got 0% credit cards. We're 30 grand in debt.
Chase.
Yep. Went to Chase, got the credit cards. We're starting to do it every single day. We're in Tishawn's house in a little office that we made.
Your parents' house, right?
My mom and dad's house in the back room. I'm still working.
Look at the camera. Talk to them boys.
I'm still working this 9-to-5 job that I got after college. I somehow negotiated with them where I'm only working remote. So I'm working this remote job. They have my job. My manager doesn't know what's going on. For like 6 months straight, I was onboarding. So you call it onboarding there. So I'm not doing anything really demanding. So like I'm in Zoom calls, camera off, mute, like mic muted. We're just trying to wholesale. Like Nick's in the background. Like we're just trying to figure this wholesale thing out we're talking months and months and months. Like nothing's clicking. I honestly, in 2024, 6 months in, like, I don't think I even truly believe that this is like.
I used to tell T every day, bro, we gotta believe. We gotta
Yeah,
believe.
we got to.
I wasn't believing it. And I'm like, dude, I want to quit this job so bad because all he would say to me is, you're not worth 80,000. You're not worth 80,000 a year. Like, in my ear saying it. And like, on the other side, I'm like trying to hint at my parents, like, I'm about to quit. I'm about to quit. Like, I'm about to quit. I'm like saying it as I walk by them. Like, yeah, I'm gonna quit my job tomorrow. And they just think I'm like
Crazy.
delusional. Like,
Yeah.
they don't even know what I'm talking about at that point. And then, but like, I wasn't gonna quit until we started making some money. But then, like, it got to the point where like the job started getting a little bit more demanding. And Nick was like, dude,
You remember that night you called me?
I called him one night, like freaking out. I think I was crashing out in my bedroom, like I don't know what to do, dude. This is like ridiculous.
He calls me on a Sunday night. He's like, dude, I'm thinking about quitting. So I go outside. My mom's like, don't tell him to quit. I'm like, nah, I won't. I go outside. I'm like, T, burn the boats. You're quitting this week. Like, we're going all in on this thing. And I'm super grateful to have like Tishawn, because anyone else would have been like, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we went months on end working like dogs.
No deals.
No deals.
33K in debt.
We're in debt more and more. And I'm just like, bro, we got to believe like it's going to happen. And then it started turning around. Tishawn quit, a week later?
Dude, I took all my vacation days, told the job was an emergency, like 2 weeks straight. And I'm like, bro, in these next 2 weeks, like, we need to scale. Like, I'm saying we're going to scale in 2 weeks, basically. I think like 10 days into my vacation, I call my manager. I'm like, listen, I got to quit. Like, I'm quitting. He didn't understand what's going on. I actually recorded it. I posted it on my Instagram, like, me quitting, like, and then like from there, that point on, it was just, I didn't even tell my parents. I think like one of my family members showed them that video, and that's how they found out. And then my mom started freaking out, like crying, like she's like, can't even believe that I would, because to her, $80,000 a year coming out of college is a boatload of money. Like,
Okay, fair.
it's a ridiculous amount of money. Like, she comes from such like a small village in Sri Lanka. Like, this kid's making $80,000 a year, and he just quit it, and he's working at home, like eating my food. Like, she's bringing us food every day. Like,
Aww.
like we're
I
like
love
hanging
that.
out. Like, we're like.
But you guys are not hanging out smoking pot in the room all day. Yeah,
no,
so
No, but
it's kind of different.
his mom doesn't know what we're doing.
So she
don't know what
because
kind
you're
of money we're
scamming people
making.
or stuff like that.
She thinks we're like we had a whiteboard in the room, and at one point, I think it was June, there was like $70,000-$80,000 we were gonna make that month on the board, and she's just like has no clue what kind of money we're actually making, bringing in.
Yeah.
And
She
that-
still
that-
doesn't really know. I haven't.
She doesn't. Yeah,
I don't want to show them until it's like an amount where it's like
What's the amount?
absurd.
What is it?
Few mil.
I want to have, like a couple million.
Liquid?
Like, just in our Chase account. Like, this is why, like, we did what we did. And then they'll realize, because I want to, the whole thing, Nick too, like, we want to make our dads proud. Like, because like, same way, like, my dad taught me, wake up in the morning, go to work. Like, all my work ethic comes from him. Like, so my biggest thing is, like, I want to make my dad proud, as proud as possible, but I want to kind of like go up like above and beyond. Like,
I love
shock
that.
him a little, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So my
Okay.
mom, if she saw 80, she's gonna be ecstatic. She told me and Nick one day, if you guys can make 10,000 a month, I'll be super happy and like that's it. But like, I wanna, she will be happy with whatever we make. But my dad, I wanna
You want to kind of,
yeah.
when he see that bank account, I'm like, I'm proud of you, son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your mom's proud of you for anything.
everything,
Your
yeah.
dad is going to take a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why I think it's really important to have fathers in the house. I don't have one, but I think it's really important to have them in the house because of that. So now let's fast forward, because I think these guys are very interesting, man, because they're literally got a nice office. They showed me on FaceTime. They like calling me, talking shit. These guys are really, like they said, they're assholes. So they call me and tell me my arms are fucking little all the time. Me and T argue about it all the time. I literally brought a tape measure to measure his arms against my arms.
Oh,
so,
come on.
So I'm not gonna do it on camera, but I'm gonna do it off camera and let you guys know the results in the comment section. All right, but they're currently building an office right now. It's a big office. I've seen it. Beautiful office. And you guys got 2 acquisition guys. But let's take it. We're talking into June. You guys did 70K in June. But they were in like Tishawn's mom a room in there, right?
Yeah.
They had like an office. And it was kind of dope. I didn't even know it was like in a house.
Yeah.
And I get on Zoom with these guys. I'm like, hey, where you guys at? You're like, yeah, man. We're his mom's house. I'm like, that's fucking cool. Let's go. And they were doing like 70K a month still in the mom's house. Now you guys get in the office. So we're going to step into that. Like, what made you guys get out of that and want to get into an office? Is that part of the growth?
Yeah, I want to say this is a huge part of the story. When we got in contact with Courtney, we were still working with that guy who was taking complete advantage of us. Like, 2 young kids didn't really know about marketing. Like, I'm going to charge these guys a boatload of money and just basically take advantage of us. We saw Courtney on Instagram. We hit him up. And, like, we know every time we make a big business decision, like, this guy's in our ears, like, basically telling us not to do it, not to do it, not to do it. We met Courtney and we were like, dude, we're joining Courtney. Like, we have to. Like, he's the best in the game. Like, there's no one else that's doing it like him. Why would we keep spending a boatload of money running Facebook ads with this guy when we've seen 0 results? Like, let's just try it with Courtney and see how it goes. And when we told him that we're switching from him to Courtney, we told him, you can keep running our Google, but we're going to switch. He, like, lost it.
Oh, really?
He lost it, yeah.
Threatened to sue us.
Really?
Saying that he owns this company more than we do. Like, a whole thing. Like, and it was probably the best thing that probably happened to us because we didn't realize that this guy was...
We even went out to Vegas and shot Facebook ads for 2 days straight. Like,
more than $5,000 on...
We have sick Facebook, like, raw content in Vegas that we can't get.
He never even gave it to us.
We have like 200 clips.
Like, really good videos, like, so targeted that you would be like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. This is my first time hearing about
Yeah.
this. So he threatened to sue you guys for switching over.
Yeah.
When you do good service, you know, I'm going to get your clients anyway. No. Okay. If you're watching this, brother, nah. But, okay, but he was also claiming that he owned the business.
Yeah.
Because you guys were giving him pieces of the business. So it's like, hey,
we were giving him 10% of the revenue.
That's crazy. That's insane.
He was probably making the most money he's ever made.
Yeah, we paid him
years.
Probably over $100,000 that year.
For like mediocre, like results. Like bare minimum work.
Okay, so how was that transition period to Alpha Media?
He stopped working with us. We got yours up and running, and we got Google with another guy.
Yeah. So let's talk about, because I want to, like, the customer's journey, because I'm really important. This is what I want to make, because I try to run it like everybody's a family. Like, I love you guys genuinely, right? Because you guys are clients, which is why you guys call, FaceTime. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to try to answer you guys' call. If not, I'm getting back to you. So the customer journey, from once you guys made that decision, because I remember us on the call, you guys didn't make the decision on the call. You was like, hey, let's chat. And I'm not like my team or me, we're not like hard pushers. We're not like, we need to get this sale, because I feel like the way someone shows up, like the end of that sales call, is how they're going to show up into the program. So like from once you guys paid me that invoice into like getting that call from, I think, Nikita at the time, how did it feel? Was the transition like really good or?
Yeah, the best thing about Courtney is like how personable everyone on your team is. Like if there's an issue, they're getting on a call with me, a Zoom call, and going over literally everything, what's going on. All right, we'll change this and that. And that's what I love the most. Like, if there's an issue, I know you guys will handle it.
I couldn't even the service that you were providing, like, it was like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, I thought it was kind of like, this is abnormal. Like,
no one else is doing that.
No one is gonna hop on, call you, get on Zoom calls, go into your business, care. Like, you genuinely care about every single client. And from a client's perspective, like, I actually feel like you care. Like, you want us to succeed. You're not just selling us ads. Like, you genuinely are going to try to figure out what's working, what's not, and why, and, like, really go into it. And just, Yeah.
Thank you.
That's huge. Like, because you are a part of every business.
He's a good salesman too, though.
Yeah.
He's a good salesman.
I'm not, guys. I suck.
Remember the one day Courtney calls me, he's like, yeah, bro, you do this, it's like 2K, it'll make the ads even better. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's do it. You were like, dude, he just sold you in like 5 months.
I'm a good
'Cause
salesman.
I believe it, though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that second month, we got 12 contracts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I spent 2K more, and we got 12 contracts. So it was like,
It was a no-brainer.
yeah. No brainer, absolutely.
Nick came
we
in, he's like,
increased
yo,
impression.
I'm sending Corny 2,000. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, for what? Like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, yeah, he just told me, like, we got to do this and we got to do that, and he's going to do it for us and sent the money. I'm like, bro, you just got sold.
This guy's a master sales guy. Nah, but literally because it was results. So my biggest thing is like, hey, get your results first before I even charge you guys extra money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people, they just want to charge a lot, hit people across the head. And I don't think since
Then
you
they
guys
lose.
renewed, we haven't even like charged you guys anything. Now everything just come with it. Like we just shot 6 ads, cost me tens of thousands of dollars to shoot these 6 ads. And like you guys getting those for free automatically, right? Because you guys are already a client. So it's not like we're going to actually, let's go to sales. Hey guys, you guys ready to transform the business and get your cost per contract cheaper? I just shot these 6 ads, and I'm telling you, it's gonna make you guys cost per contract cheap. Give me $5,000 a video. I just fit, but see, just imagine me being like that on a call, right? But you guys are paying me to make sure you guys are massively profitable. You guys are getting contracts because I want to be a vital part in that growth. You know what I mean, of you guys' business, and I think that's like, okay, look at Nick and Teeshan. So let's backtrack. How much in revenue you guys were doing when you was with this guy?
We got it to 100K a month, but we were spending way too much.
How much were you spending?
Probably
we were
like
spending
65, 70.
On what?
Well, everything included was probably, I don't know if it was 65, 70. It was up there. That's another thing. We weren't tracking our numbers at all.
Yeah, we're just like,
I'm just like, dude, let's sell and let's get.
we
as
got
many
so
deals
much
as we
debt
can,
on these
like-
credit cards, like, and it's just piling up, and we're just like, dude, we got to close more deals. Like, that's the only thing we were worried about is closing.
That's
more
what sales
deals.
guys do. Is like, hey, I just got to bring in more money. Sell more.
Which is completely wrong.
Yeah.
Which is completely
1,000%. Yeah.
So at the beginning of this year, we've been tracking everything.
Oh.
And right now we've spent the least amount of money on ads, and we have 357,000 in escrow right now, closing in the next 6 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get 50% of that?
No.
You guys are used to spending that much. Might as well. You guys ain't gonna miss it. You guys are used to spending it, but it feels good, right? Because I saw you sit the report with Google and Facebook. You guys spent like 12 G's and everything included. What? So you guys are under like 30K, 40K and ad spend across Google and Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're I think we're spending 10 on Google and 8 with you guys.
So it's 18 plus management fees and everything. So you guys are looking at
Our total
30.
monthly expense with the office, employees, VAs, everything, I think is a little over 31.
31.
And we have 357 in escrow.
Damn.
So that is like,
Damn.
that's what we want to do. We want to be lean, make a net profit is
Is the
the
big
most.
thing, yeah.
You could gross whatever. I could go and gross 500 grand in the next 2 months. That doesn't matter though.
Yeah, literally. That's what they do. That's what most of these coaches do. They go, excuse me. What they go and do, they go and literally say, hey, I did $1 million, but they spent $600,000 in ad spend.
Yeah.
And then they only take home $100K. Like, you should have just worked for a sales job. You should have worked at the job that you were at PepsiCo.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at that case. Because you're bringing on a lot of stress. And as you guys know, wholesaling is stressful.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure people that are watching this are wholesalers. But I kind of want you guys to break down, like, what is wholesaling in you guys' own words?
What is wholesale? Like,
For somebody that don't know what wholesaling is, if they're
Oh.
watching this, like, man, these guys are young. I feel like I could do it too with the same mentality, and they're watching this like, there's no way in hell these young guys. By the way, we got 22 and 24
Yeah.
young guys doing 6 figures a month. That's insane. And their stories, just imagine what these guys are going to be when they're fucking 30 and 40 years old. So this is why, like, I think the best friendships are made through business. I think, that is my big belief, because in 40 years, one of these guys are the president or something, I probably can get some legislation pushed and probably, be able to ride bulls in the White House or something. Something like that. But honestly, So if like someone is new that's watching this and they're kind of motivated, like, man, dude, I fucking feel like I could do that too, or
Yeah.
like they're getting fire lit under their ass. What is wholesaling?
Wholesaling is just a homeowner that needs to sell their property within the next 30 to 45 days, doesn't have time to list it, doesn't have time to hire a realtor, put it on the market, do work to the house. There's tons of them out there. They reach out to us on our Facebook ads or Google. We put them under contract for one price, let's say $100,000, and we're reselling that contract, assigning that contract for 20, 30, 40, 50K more. It's a simple business. It's not easy. It's simple. But if you got enough fire under your gut, you could
figure it
absolutely
out.
do it.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so now we're going to transition into the office and growth. But before we do this, I want to know like you guys' roles. So it's really hard for business owners to like identify like partnerships to identify the roles. So is Nick, this is my assessment. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. At Dispo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing all the acquisition and you're doing all the Dispo. Now let me ask you guys this: which is harder?
I think Dispo, your SOPs need to be locked in.
Okay.
If you get good deals, Dispo isn't hard.
Okay.
The part that Tishawn's really good at, that I am absolutely terrible at, and this is why we're really good, is I'll work like a dog all day. I'll be on the phones, conversations, contracts. Like, that's what I'm good at doing, so that's what I want to be doing.
Okay.
Tishawn knows how to, like, all right, this automation needs to say this, and this system needs to go here. And I'm going to teach a VA how to do this perfectly. Tishawn's very good at sitting down and spending hours automating something that I wouldn't automate. I would just do the work. And that's where I need,
So
that's why people like me, like if I was in the business alone, I would have way more trouble growing because I don't have another brain telling me, yo, instead of you spending hours on that, go make more money. Let's automate this $5 an hour job to somebody that's just, a VA or something like that. So that is the most important thing. Like,
so
obviously sales, training, onboarding your guys, culture. I think I'm a very good leader, and I've gotten good at sales. I was terrible, but
I think everybody started off bad a little bit.
Tishawn is like definitely more of the brains of the operation when it comes to like, here's the next move. Let's automate this. I'm more of a culture guy, leadership, and training up guys and just working hard is
okay.
That's my thing. Yeah,
I love it. So we got work harder, work smarter. Basically, you put them both together.
It's perfect.
And you guys do big numbers like you guys, and you guys gonna give me 50%.
And Tishawn works very hard. 100%. It's just if it was just my business, I would have a hard time going into that. Like,
okay,
let's do this smarter and that smarter. I would just be like, just do the freaking work, you know?
Okay. Let me actually. I kind of want to do some spitfire questions, just kind of to spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna ask you this: what's the biggest objection you seeing right now?
Biggest objection. I mean, there's a few that are like that I've learned to overcome.
Okay.
Which is I need to think about it.
Okay. How you handle that? How you overcome that?
I need to think about it. It's like I've learned this from Daniel G. Daniel G's. T doesn't really like him, but I love this guy. he's an Italian dude, sales guy, owns a huge company.
Yep.
But come out of the sale, always agree with the seller, no matter what they say. Yeah, I totally understand. Do you want me to put this in an email for you or a text or send you more information? What exactly more do you need to know about this? They tell you exactly what they need to know, and then you find out, is that the real objection? Or are they just trying to get off the phone? Do they really need to think about it? Or is there something that I'm not explaining to them that I could explain right now and get them to sign a contract? So come out of the sale, agree with them, and then go back in.
Okay.
And another thing Alex Hormozy says is and Daniel G says this as well, it's the amount of attempts to try and get the sale. Because most people were like, yeah, I'll send you the email. Let's follow up tomorrow. Sale's gone. Deal's dead. But if you keep attempting until it's like almost like now they're starting to get angry, then it's like, all right. Then we try and get a follow-up call. But if I'm attempting 4 or 5 times to get over that objection, that is way higher chances of me signing a deal and getting it done on that phone call. Like, I need to talk to my wife. This happened 3 weeks ago. He's like, I need to talk to my wife. She's going to be home in 30 minutes. I'm like, listen, imagine your wife comes home in 30 minutes and you tell her you sold the house. You've been wanting to sell this house for a year now, and you're going to tell her when she gets home that you just sold the property for cash. It's going to close in 30 days. Let's do this right now. Open up your email. Boom, contract signed. I was pumped about that one because the wife one is tough.
Yeah.
The
really.
lawyer one, I don't think is as tough. I'm just like,
Really?
all right, send me over your lawyer's phone number. Let's get him on the phone. Or do you really want to send this to your lawyer and he's going to charge you $400 for looking at the contract? We go over the entire thing right now. I'll read through it line by line and answer every single question you have. All right, let's do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah. Some objections you're not going to get over. Like, if they're really not ready to make a decision, they're really not ready.
Yeah. So most of the time it's like logistical or like fear. Fear, I feel like you always can get over the fear one.
Fear
like,
you can get over.
Logistically, like, I really need to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
I really, really, really need to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
Some people use that as like a fear. Like, I was like, I don't want to go. Let me talk to my old lady. Let me see if I got time. It's because I just don't want to tell my friend I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
So it's like a fear thing. But if it logistically, like, all right, I already had something planned. I got to go to New Jersey to go and meet these guys. Like, I genuinely can't show up or go out because I got to go out. Like, I literally have to fly out. So that's like a logistical one that you can't handle. So it's kind of good that you found that. But that lawyer one is a good fucking handle. I like that.
It's all about the questions before the sale as well.
Oh, yeah. You want to,
like,
I think the goal of sales is try to have an objectionless close. And the only way you can do that is by getting the objections and kind of handling them before.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing I learned too. Like, we have a dialed in script right now that I'm always tweaking and working on.
Okay.
Asking certain questions before the end of the call. Like, are you ready to make a decision today? How long you been wanting to sell this house?
Yeah.
You know, what happens if you don't sell this property? And the price objection is like, when it comes down to selling a house, that is always a huge objection, is the price. Obviously, we go in the novation pitch and everything like that, but a question I always ask is, let me ask you this. Let's say another 4 weeks goes by. What if you don't end up getting the number that you want to sell this house? What is your next steps from there? And then try and go back into the sale that way. Maybe try and go back to the underwriters and the owners and try and get them to come up a little more.
So are you using Eric's like kind of script with this, or you put him on holds or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I follow a lot of Eric Klein's awesome, by the way.
Yeah. He's a good dude, genuine guy, great dude. I stay at his crib when I'm there. Like every time I'm there, like just imagine doing what he does and literally just allowing you to stay at his crib, sleep. That like he's a genuine dude.
Yeah.
So on that, let's say the first hold or the second hold, right? When you go over price and you say, hey, let's say if it goes 4 weeks and you don't end up getting the price you want, what happens then? How many people normally opens up? Well, I'm just going to keep trying until I get the price I want. Somebody going to pay me the price for it. Or they like, oh, I don't know my next steps. Like, what are you getting there? Like, what are you hoping for to continue the sale? And like, because I feel like most objections, they're like, they come to a fork. So if they say this answer right here, then I can go back into the sale and re-loop them around. But if they say this answer here, okay, it's probably a logistical, objection. So how do I handle this logistical objection?
Yeah. So, number one thing that I want to hear is I'm going to rent the house. Then I'll go over the numbers with them. All right, how much is your mortgage payment? It's $1,000. How much can I rent this out for? $1,300. I'll go over what they're going to make in the next 5 years. If they rent the house out, they're going to make $300 a month for 12 months, tenant turnover, all the work into the property. You're going to make a few $1,000s in the next 5 years instead of just getting this cash right now. And I'll literally sit down and go over the numbers on my side and be like, yeah, this is what you're going to make if you don't have to kick out a tenant, replace a roof, replace anything. Like, really, if you show them the numbers, they're going to be like, oh, he's right. I'm only going to make, $5,000 the next 5 years if I keep the property and rent it out. Or I can make $50,000 in the next 30 days.
Dang, that's a good. See, I like this. This guy's
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
of sales. Okay, so now let's go to you, T. Some quick spitfire questions. So, what do you think the hardest part in the dispo is? Actually, the TC, like all of the man work. We're talking about lining up the buyers for the showing, or like, what do you feel like the most hardest part of the dispo process that you feel like it took you the hardest to crack?
Yeah, first of all, TC transaction coordinator work, that you gotta get an in-house TC. That's a job of its own.
Okay.
Especially if you're doing multiple deals a month. Like if you're worried about TC work, like you're cooked. You know, it's like me and Nick were doing that for months, and we would be pulling our hair out, like absolutely. I crash out, leave the office, walk back in 5 minutes. He's crashing out and walking out, walking back in 5 minutes. Because TC work is its own job. That's, you got to delegate that. You got to get a TC, or you got to teach somebody how to do all that.
Okay.
That's one big thing. And if you're going to scale a wholesale business, you have to do that. Another thing is dispo wise, first of all, you can't sell a house without having good access. Access to the house is huge. A lot of times that's a big bottleneck in everyone's business, is like, all right, we got this property under contract, but how am I going to get buyers inside this house to go and see it and put an offer in? So you got to build really, really good rapport with the seller, and you got to set the expectations up front. Like, listen, this agreement does not start until we get in this house and we see it and we get pictures and all that is done, then the agreement starts. Because if I can get in the house and get pictures, that's like, now I can go and sell this house and I can figure it out with the buyers and schedule showings and do that. But you just got to make sure the house is available. When there's a tenant inside, you got to get the tenant's number. Don't leave it up to the seller to call the tenant and figure that out. Get the tenant's number, call the tenant, make sure you can get in the house, in and out the house effectively and quickly enough, because time kills deals. Like, the longer you have a deal sitting that's not sold, it's killing the deal. Tony Mott says it all the time. Shout out to Tony Mott. Time kills deals, and that's true, you know?
Okay. I love that process. Dang, you guys got this thing dialed in. So now let's transition into the fun stuff. This office. What made you guys get an office? For the growth?
I told T, bro, we need to start thinking about getting an office. Once we started making money, I'm like, dude, let's get an office. Let's start scaling this thing like crazy. Obviously, you want to save as much money as possible, but how much money are you losing if you don't have one, you don't have a team?
The opportunity cost. I love that.
Yeah. We're going to save more money here, but it's actually costing us way more.
Way more. Exactly.
Way more.
Okay.
Like hiring a TC. We just did that. And
how's that been?
That's been great.
Phenomenal.
Haven't looked at...
You haven't crashed up?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No crash outs
We
anymore.
call her twice a week. What's going on? All right, perfect. Done.
She's in-house or no?
She's like she's not in the office, but
She's stateside?
where is she from?
She's actually
She's from AZ, I think.
Okay.
She's very good at what she does, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's on top of everything.
Okay.
And she updates us a few times a week and will call us if she needs us.
Okay.
So that's really good. We spend money on that, which is awesome. And then we're gonna get sales. We are getting sales guys right now, and that'll just give us more time to be outside the business, building it, seeing what we need to work on in order to bring more money in.
Okay.
Like,
so how many people can fit in the office?
it's 2,000 square feet. We have one big office. Tishawn's desk is here, mine's over here, and then we could, probably.
You could
Bunch of
probably
people.
get a bunch of sales guys in there. You'll see it tomorrow. It's like open space, so
That
we're
bad
gonna.
boy look nice.
Yeah.
What's up with all the gorillas on the wall?
No, I don't see anyone with gorillas in the
Everyone's
office.
got like
Lions.
lions
Okay.
and-
I said,
and
yo, let's get
wolves.
some gorillas.
Okay.
We
okay.
said let's do gorillas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you guys like gorillas, or was it just like we just want to be different? Okay.
I like gorillas and wolves.
Fair.
Wolves are the only animal. Yeah. Wolves are the only animal that mourn for a year after one of their brothers or sisters dies, stay with their parents until their parents die. Like, they're truly
Loyal.
loyal.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
wow.
that's another big thing when you're
Loyalty is huge.
in a business, especially if you're doing a business with a partner. like I can trust Nick with anything and like not even like think about it. Like
With anything, like you can leave $100,000 around.
I can leave $1
cash.
million in Nick's bank account and say, "Yo, I'll be back in 10 years. Like, just don't touch this money," and like he probably would triple it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So let's say Nick fell down bad and everything. You leave $1 million cash, and Nick's like, "Man, I'm gonna need 10,000 of this," but he can't get in contact with you to use it. You think Nick can touch that money?
He needs it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't need to think twice about using it because he knows that that's what I would want him to do.
Okay. Fair enough. I like
I'll
that.
make sure to get the 10 grand back though.
You'll make sure to get it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Insane.
Yeah, 100%.
And like
Really?
that, like I don't know. We've been in business with other people before.
Oh, you have?
Like when Nick was like going and buying multifamilies and like doing stuff
Making
like
$0.
that.
Yeah.
0.
It's like you can do business with all the people you want, but like people will stab you in the back. People will screw you over, even for a little bit of money or a lot of bit of money. Like for me, I'll go back to rock bottom with Nick right now and like fuck it. Like I
Yeah.
don't care. It wouldn't matter to me because we're just gonna go back up.
That's
like,
the best thing about having, like,
Mhm.
our values are the same. We
Mm.
do
Yeah.
everything we do is for mom, dad, brothers, and sisters.
Do you guys think that's why you're like really good together? Because it's like, hey, we believe the same thing. We want the same goal. Because I feel like a lot of partnerships actually break up because they're like, yeah, I don't want to actually scale up. Or, hey, I'm not feeling wholesaling anymore. But you guys are so aligned with each other. It's like you guys are one person.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know
The better parts of the other person.
we know the goal. We know the 5-year goal.
What is it?
Like, so as soon as we get the wholesale to a certain point, we automate it. I'm gonna start a life insurance business. We're gonna scale that together.
Let's go.
And
we're
Okay.
gonna need your help, Courtney Scott.
Yeah, that.
I got you guys. Whatever you guys.
Don't tell the people about that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the next I think is I want to scale a life insurance business.
Why?
I know some people in the industry, and I think it's really attractive.
Okay.
I'm attracted to money.
Fair
I
enough.
don't love working. I love working, but I don't love wholesaling houses.
Yeah.
I love
He loved business.
I
He
I
loved the
love
game.
business.
He loved the
I love
game.
the game.
It's the
Exactly.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
guy
lo-
went from football to MMA. He needs something to do.
I
and
need
business
something-
is the right spot. Yeah,
Yeah,
right place
yeah.
because you get to play. It's different levels to the game. So
Yeah.
once you feel like you've mastered wholesaling, or you got to a level where you're comfortable at beating the big boss, which is could be your ideal of the big boss is like, hey, I want to be at least doing $5 million a year. That's the big boss. We do that. Now I'm gonna go to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Fair.
want to
I-
get to $500K a month in the wholesale business and be right now me and Nick are still in the business. Like we're
Okay.
doing most of the work. We want to make $500K a month. Our sales guys are killing it. Lean machine team. Like doesn't need to be a 15-man operation. We'll keep it lean because our systems are so dialed in.
Okay.
And we're just
500K
like a
a month.
machine.
How many sales guys you think you're gonna need?
I think we could do it with 4.
And how many dispo?
probably like 2 to 3 dispo. And
Yeah.
then we're going to need somebody to take charge in there who will
Sales
find out.
manager.
A manager in there, like a COO, like operations manager, like
Okay.
they're on top of things. So me and Nick can go step out of the business and go, like, do
Scale something else.
something else.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys really love the game. So it's like, hey, let's do this for 5 years. How long you think it's gonna actually take for you to get to 500K a month?
By next year.
Yeah.
You heard it here 1st,
You-
guys.
Next
if
year.
your goals are not like absurd,
Mm,
you're doing something wrong. I wrote down 100K a month when I started in
mm,
2022. Now it took me a lot longer than I wanted to,
mm.
but if you never see it and envision it, like when I say something and I think it and believe it,
Mm.
I'm not just saying it. Like I truly believe and know it's gonna happen. It's just when is it gonna happen? So I know we're gonna scale to 500. I know we're gonna start a life insurance business and exit it in 10 years for hundreds of millions of dollars. Which everyone that watches this is gonna be like, this kid is insane. Call me
22.
insane now, but Patrick Bet David,
Yep.
all these guys that they're guys just like me, you, and Tishawn.
Yeah.
We're average dudes that think a lot different.
Mm.
The biggest thing
Yeah.
between us and everyone else, we just think different.
I say entrepreneurship is a cult. I think it's the biggest cult. I think it's the cult that eventually cure the world. I think entrepreneurship, like the person that's gonna find the cure to cancer if they haven't already, is definitely gonna be an entrepreneur, right? So I'm a big believer that entrepreneurs are gonna cure the world, and I also believe that we're a cult because it just outliers. So if
Yeah.
you look at it, it's like, okay, I think different. We all think this imaginary thing, like, hey guys, we're gonna go and be super successful, which is I love. That's the thought process you have to be an entrepreneur. But if you're looking at an average person, like if someone's average watching this, I'm like, that guy's Nick's crazy. But then there's another entrepreneur, but like, that's totally doable. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
talking about. Because you're saying this, but there's a 90% chance that you fail because all businesses fail in 5 years, right? Or
Right,
like 90% of businesses fail in 5 years, and then the 10% that did survive, they fail again. Like 90% chance they're gonna fail the next 5 years. Like that's statistics, and we're still delusional. I think that's the biggest cult, and that's why I fucking love entrepreneurs. Because same thing with working out. You guys know, so when a woman compliments you, like, man, dude, you look big. Okay, yeah, cool. That's all good. But when a man compliments you, like, dude, you're looking swole, you're like, am I gay? Because that just actually touched my heart. You know what I'm saying? Just because he knows what you had to put your body through, the type of discipline you had to do to actually achieve that body physique. Same thing with an entrepreneur. I know you scaled it up to $1 million a year. Friendships lost, relationships lost, a lot of bad blood, a lot of getting fucked over. That's crazy. 10 million, even more. 10 times friendships lost, relationships lost. So it's like, I know you're a fucking badass because I know what you've been through. So that's why I heard Patrick Bet-David say this on one of his videos. I love that guy. I actually met him in person.
Oh, for real?
I got a picture with him.
That's sick.
I would post it on my Instagram, but if you guys saw me, I look beat. But I'm not gonna post it. But the best way to, like, how you know you're a CEO is when someone else tell you a CEO. Like, anybody can go get a card at LLC and get CEO written on their card. That doesn't mean shit. Like, you can go and start a business and you literally spend $500 to call yourself a CEO now. But really, when someone else is looking at your business on the outside, I'm like, you a CEO. And then you get your flowers. And then you can say, hey, I'm a genuine CEO. Like, I've been doing cowboy stuff for the last 4 years. And the moment that I officially, like, when someone asks me, like, hey, Courtney, are you a real cowboy? Because that's the question I always get. And I tell them this story. I was just telling it to somebody yesterday. And I was like, to my buddy JT, and I was like, man, the moment I say I earned my spurs is when I went bull riding, I broke my pelvis. And I got up and I tried to walk when I broke my pelvis. So I had an open book fracture. So it's like when your pelvis come out like this. It normally happened on a motorcycle accident. So they was like, I don't know how you got this. Probably shouldn't be fucking riding a bull. And the cowboy, he's an old 60-year-old cowboy, fucking one of the roughest guys you'll ever meet, right? And he was like, hey, walk. And I was like, okay, I'll walk. So I took a couple of steps, felt a sharp pain through my back. And it was hurting real bad. I was like, I got to sit down. And we went through that whole process. And he was like, man, Courtney, this is how he figured out that I was really in pain. Because my adrenaline is running. I just got off the back of a bull. My testosterone's up. I got a fucking boner. I'm like, dude, I'm feeling good. And he's like, hey, you want some bourbon? So I'm fucking like, I don't know what's going through my mind. I'm horny. I'm strong. I'm everything, right? And he's like, if your buddy, one of your best friends, if he was laying right there, he pointed probably like 20 yards out. If he was over there and you guys were in war and they were taking shots, like they was taking shots and you guys are in war, would you be able to lift him up and carry him back? And I was like, no, I wouldn't. He was like, I said, he gonna have to die because I can't fucking move. Because at this point, I done took like 50 steps on a broken pelvis and adrenaline wore off. And he's like, okay, we probably gotta get you to the hospital. We gets to the hospital. I'm in the car seat. Like, guy going over speed bumps. Guy driving fast as hell. It's like, that shit was hurting. I was in so much pain. But that's why I like pain now, because pain let me know that I'm alive. That's what I tell everybody all the time.
Yeah.
So, so we're driving there. We get to this fucking hospital. This is a story I never told anybody on any podcast. We get to the hospital, and as I got my pelvis broken. I'm in the front seat, chair reclined all the way back, because I got to fucking sit a certain way. So, if you sit a certain way, the pelvis is kind of together. So I'm like sitting weird like this, and as he going over bumps, it's kind of opening back up, so it's hurting real bad. He literally, the guy, this is when I say I earned my spurs. I was in Belgium, so they speak like Flemish there. So he's arguing with like one of the nurses. They come out in the wheelchair and all that stuff. And the first thing they say is like, why is he in the car? He should have been on a stretcher. He should have been in the ambulance. And he should have been all of these, like, he should not have been in the car. You guys are crazy and stupid. The guy looks at him in Flemish and says, because he's American and he's a cowboy. That's what they do. And I was like, boom, I fucking love it. He said, it's that cowboy tough stuff. And then that's the moment, like I put on the hat, I rode in the chute, I've done the steer wrestling, I've done everything, but that's a moment I go back to when someone asks me, hey, are you a real cowboy? I go back to that story, but I've been doing cowboy stuff the whole time. I feel like you're genuinely, like when someone give you your flowers or give you your spurs, if you hear that from like a CEO, Patrick Bet-David say, hey, you're running a successful business, you're a CEO. That's when you get your flowers. You know,
Yeah.
Alex Moses say, man, you got a successful business, you're a CEO. So that's, you look up to, when people look up to you, actually give you your flowers, that's when I feel like you achieved that one thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but to wrap all of that up, guys, I really think we're all fucking delusional. I think, like, genuinely, this guy said 100 million, he's going to sell the company for 100 million. That's delusional. But I do think that also the person that's going to cure cancer, he have to be delusional. I think the person that's going to fucking make sure that we have clean water, he was delusional. Fucking Henry Ford was delusional, but your ass driving one of the cars, like, based off of the assembly line. You have to be some level of delusional. Now, I was going to say to a certain extent, but fuck the extent, dude.
Yeah.
Just be as delusional as you possibly can, but don't be fucking doing no crazy shit. But you can at least be delusional.
Yeah, you got to absolutely, like, my little brother is, he is going to be the fittest man in the world.
Yeah.
And
They look just alike.
No one could even, that's like not even a thought in somebody's mind to be the fittest man in the world.
Mm.
And that's just,
He's dialed in though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about him, dude. I be watching this guy.
Yeah,
I don't even watch people on Instagram.
he's a savage.
But when I see you post, I'm like, what is this guy up to now?
So
what is his schedule like, man?
I'll tell you the backstory of my little brother.
Okay.
He was always he used to come home. I've been training since 6th grade, 5th grade. He would come home from school, and he's the youngest child, so mom's always babying him, everything like that. He used to come home, I'd be like, yo, let's go, we're going to the gym. Like, nah, I got homework, whatever. I'm like, nah, we're going to the gym. I used to drag him to the gym in the basement, and used to make him train every single day. As an older brother, that's your responsibility, to make your younger brother a savage. Just like my older brother
He did you the
was
same.
tough on me.
Mm.
I was always tough, like wanted to be tough, whatever. He was never that guy, but I kind of brainwashed him into being that guy.
That's good.
And then, so he starts getting into training, and now he's the biggest one in my family. He squatted 365 pounds for 20 the other day. And there's videos. If you guys don't believe it, I'll show you the video.
How old is he?
He's 20.
That's insane.
He's 20. So his goal is to be the fittest man in the world by 2028. And
how much he weigh?
he's like 200 now.
Damn.
Yeah.
How tall is he?
5'9", 5'10".
Damn. That guy's a tank. I
Yeah.
be seeing him. He do a lot of CrossFit?
That's
Yeah.
what he's gonna do. You know the CrossFit Games?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna be the fittest man in the world 2028.
Damn, let's
Yeah.
go,
Yeah,
man.
I'm putting a lot of pressure on him right now.
Yeah,
you-
we're just put it out there now. So
Yeah.
Mikey's
No.
got that.
He don't have no choice at
He's
this
got
point.
that dog in him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Do you guys work out with him or no?
I don't
mean,
think we
he-
can anymore. I
here
think
and there. Yeah.
he's a
Oh,
No, if we
professional
worked out with
athlete
him,
now.
I'd be hospitalized the next day.
Yeah.
He's like that? You guys work out a lot too.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
he's on a whole nother level.
Is
I-
it really
yeah.
levels to it?
Yeah.
I think it's a point now. It's like if we wanted to go do an actual workout with him, like, it's like it's not even possible, or like it's like the gap is too much.
Yeah, he was one of the youngest guys at Wadapalooza. It's like this big event in Miami. He's one of the youngest dudes there. He didn't do as well as he wanted, but he's only 2 years into it, not even. So
yeah.
I got full belief in him that he'll be the fittest man in the world. Never drank, never smoked.
Oh, he's dialed in.
He's the most dialed in, I think, out of anyone.
And you guys said you can't hang with him if you're going, like, as far as in strength wise or conditioning? Or both?
Both.
Damn.
His conditioning is insane, and
Is
he
it?
lifts like a savage. Yeah.
Dude, and so you did MMA. Yeah, so you know like
Yeah.
the difference between like a non-fighter, an amateur, and like a pro.
Yeah.
So I was going to fucking do Muay Thai for 2 years, right? So I've been doing Muay Thai
Yeah.
for 2 years. And I'm like, I could beat anybody's ass. You know, you get cocky once you're really good at hitting the pass. You hit a whop, 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 whop. You're like, oh, I'm a fucking great fighter. And you sparred with some of the people that also started when you started, so you think you're good, like you're better than them, you think you're a good fighter. I'm talking shit to my trainer, and he been doing this shit for like 10 years. I'm
Yeah.
talking shit to him. I'm like, dude, I'll beat your ass. You know, he's like, dude, no, you wouldn't. I was like, get in the ring with me. You know, but he always push it off. So I've been talking shit to him for like 2 months. I was like, I'll beat your ass. You know, not like aggressively saying I'll beat your ass.
just joking
But I can take you in a fight. 100%. What are you, like 170? I was 225 at the time. I'm 225. I would light you up. There's no way you can beat me. For the people that says like fucking weight, does matter in a fight, yeah, fuck all that. Like it really matters. Whoever say weight doesn't matter, it does matter. Well, kind of both. I'm not even gonna get into that part.
Yeah.
Because literally he was like 170, 180. And he's like 5'10". I get in the ring with this dude. So first, I had my buddy there with me. He won like 3 rounds with the first. I'm like, all right, go get him tired, and I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna finish him. He got in the ring. My buddy got in the ring with him. He whooped my buddy in 30 seconds. My buddy ran out the ring. He boom, boom, boom. He's like, oh yeah, nah, dude, this shit isn't for me. Like, beat the fucking living shit out of him for 30 seconds. I get in there and I'm like, yeah, what just happened ain't gonna happen to me. Man, I get in there. He punched so damn quick and he hit so damn hard. He get me backed up against the ropes, and I'm like, shit, dude, this is getting real. So I just try to catch him with a couple. Like every time, you know, like when you hit somebody, like I could tell he was going like 20, 30% still whooping my ass. But I'm like, you ain't just gonna beat my ass. I'm gonna get at least a couple ones. I hit him, boom, caught him, kicked his leg, boom, it went to 40%. So I'm like, all right, he's going up the more I hit him. Let me just stop hitting him and let him whoop my ass for like fucking the next minute that we have left. So I got my ass kicked. And then when I got out the ring, I was like, that's the difference between like an amateur and like I was a non-fighter. I don't even think I was an amateur at the time. A non-fighter and an amateur. I don't want to get in a fucking ring with a pro.
Yeah.
At this point, just like the gap was that damn large, and I was like, dude, and he was just like, you know, hitting pass for 3 minutes straight is fucking insane.
Yeah,
but blocking and all that shit too is fucking crazy. And I was like, he was just laying into me,
kicked and elbowed in your face.
Yeah, motherfuckers kneeing me in the stomach and shit. I'm like, dude,
that's the worst.
Yeah, we didn't even practice knees and bending over, just fucking uppercut. And I was like, I need to stop talking shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't even like fighting random people, because just imagine your ass beat up like that on the street by somebody. Because if you looked at him, he's the fucking softest guy you're ever fucking, like, you're like, he looked like a.
Yeah, fighters, you'll never know.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll never know.
So you're like, dang.
Sometimes you know, but other times you definitely don't.
Like if you saw Floyd Mayweather, you didn't see his face on the street. He's kind of a little skinny, short dude. You're probably thinking, I could take him in a fight.
Yeah. You getting a lot of street fights or no?
When I was a kid?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I got in a lot of street fights. I might as well. I did get in a lot of street fights. I've probably been in, throughout my life, probably like 20 street fights.
Yeah.
I got jumped by 17 guys at one time, me and my younger brother, and I got jumped by 8, and I fought a couple of grown people as well, too. I used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
Too much. Because I'm a shit talker. I'm a really good.
I used to street fight all the time too.
Really?
Who looks like this? What you think Nick's like? Who looks like Nick looks like a bad kid or no?
Nah.
You said he got arrested and stuff too.
Yeah. So that's the story I was just gonna tell.
Okay.
So when I was working for my dad full time, I was getting in trouble. There was one time before that I got into a fight in the gym, and I was 17, so I didn't get arrested, but. This time I went into the store, and the guy, like, his wife said something to me, and I'm like, I forget the whole story, but long story short, we end up outside on the double yellow lines, like in the middle of the street midday, fighting this guy. And I fought. So he said something to me like, you want me to kick your ass or something? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Meanwhile, I'm working for my dad. Like, I should have just walked away. I walk outside.
Wait, it was your dad's store you were at?
Well, we were delivering there.
So you was an employee?
Yeah, I'm an employee of my dad. We're delivering to this store.
So it's his company brand. So his company name.
Yeah.
Damn.
Full uniform, right?
Full uniform. Yeah, it's middle of the day. So I walk in. He says something. You want to fight? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, I should have just walked away. But long story short, we walk outside, double yellow lines. I start messing this dude up. And his buddy comes running outside. And I'm full fighting at that time too. So I'm feeling
okay.
like
So you already had a couple sessions. Okay.
Yeah. So I beat 2 of these dudes up, and the cops come. I get put in a car, and then my dad came, picked me up, called me an asshole.
Was he mad that you were fighting in uniform?
Yeah, he's like, dude, you should have just walked away.
Okay, so he wasn't.
He always tells me never to fight. Like,
Because they're really big on knives there, right? In like New Jersey, because you guys can't have guns.
Greenwood Lake is kind of. It happened in Greenwood Lake, New York.
It was like a bad area.
It's not the best. Like kind of a lot of drugs and stuff like that. It's not like the hood though. Not in Newark.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But
So let me ask
yeah,
you guys this question
that was a
before
good
we wrapped up. That was a fucking great story. We're gonna talk about it more at fucking dinner. Yeah. Dude, I'm really interested in that. To wrap up, if someone is on the fence about using Alpha Media, what would you guys tell them?
Someone's on the fence about it. You're not gonna get better leads. You're not gonna get better person. Like, if there's an issue, they're gonna fix it, and I don't think there's anyone else better in the game.
It's like, keep it simple. There's no reason why the best guys in this wholesale industry are all using Courtney. Like, there's a direct correlation. If you want to make money and you want to be a successful wholesaler, you got to use Alpha Media leads, and there's no other way of doing it. Like, there's
Absolutely.
no, let me go try someone else. Let me do it this way. Like, no. Just go use Alpha
They don't
Media.
just send you the leads. They track your KP. They track down, like, how much did this lead cost? What was the quality of this lead? Constantly on calls, strategy calls, the whole 9 yards. There's no one better.
All right, guys, if you guys actually want to keep up to date with their progress on what they're doing, these guys are very active on Instagram. I follow them on Instagram personally myself, and these guys are so dialed in that you got to go give these guys a follow. So, guys, talk to them. How can they stay in contact with you to see what you guys are doing?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Tishawn, TEESHAN. You'll find me, and Nick.
Just Nick Scancarello. You could probably put it in the link.
And
below, right?
we'll be posting our whole journey, the office, and everything from going from 100K a month to 500K a month. So if you guys want to follow along, give us a follow, reach out to us. We love talking to you guys, learning more. Let's connect. Let's do more deals.
Yep.
And then also another shout out, change the standard. That's another Instagram page.
That's our workout account. We're gonna start blowing that up. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
let's
want
go.
to change the entire standard. We're done with being soft. We're done with what's going on right now. Let's change the standard here.
So thank you guys. You guys heard it here from the T-Man and the Nick Man. Guys, so tomorrow what we're going to do is do a workout. I try to have my videographer come out to literally show these guys how big I really was on camera, but I saw these guys' arms and I was like, yeah, you don't need to come. So guys, I was just posted on my story. Stay posted, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, but I'm literally probably going to do this again in another year to see if you guys did 500K.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, no,
Let's do it.
absolutely.
You guys down for that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So thank you, gentlemen, as always, and stop watching, start scaling.